Hey there, and welcome to Live Online, live from my kitchen here in Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm your host, Brody, with a self-inspired show created to hopefully add or inspire, empower you to maybe improve something in your life personally, maybe professionally, because that's how this whole show came to be after being only strictly career focused for years, and then deciding to focus a little bit more on my personal life and the people in it. And now also helping individuals and small businesses start their own show or podcast. Tonight's guest is stay-at-home mom, Kathy Engel from Richland, Michigan, who makes t-shirts, started creating homemade funny t-shirts, and has also kind of made a little business out of it at the same time. So tonight, I'm going to ask all kinds of questions. How did this idea come by, and why isn't it a full-fledged business? And what does Taylor Swift have to do with Kathy's homemade t-shirts? Now, Kathy, welcome to the show. Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Now, Kathy, you're a stay-at-home mom. How many kids do you have?
3, 5-year-old, 3-year-old, and 1-year-old.
Wow. So your hands are full. So how did this whole creating t-shirts come
Oh, yeah. Full and busy. So the idea came from me and my friend. We're going to go to the Taylor Swift concert. It was planned she plans her tours like way in advance. So we had purchased our tickets like over a year in advance. And I came up with this crazy idea that I wanted to meet Taylor Swift. It's not completely like out of mind because she meets her fans. So anyway, I decided that I was going to get pregnant around the time of her concert, and I was hoping to go to the concert with my best friend and somehow meet Taylor Swift and have Taylor Swift help me announce my last and final pregnancy to my husband.
Wait, you planned getting pregnant around this Taylor Swift concert?
1000%. Yes. The third child that I have is here strictly because of Taylor Swift. Shouldn't say strictly, but yes, I was planned around her tour.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So
I know, kind of crazy.
now, all right. So tell the story. By the way, got to give a shout out to Michael, who is watching live. Mike, thank you for tuning in tonight. So there must have been a plan if you're planning this whole pregnancy around Taylor Swift's concert. So you wanted to meet Taylor. Did you meet Taylor? And what else was the goal?
So I did not meet Taylor. She did not do any meets in Detroit. It was around the time that I forgot what celebrity passed away that's from Detroit. But anyway, it was around that time, and she ended up not doing any meet and greet. So I unfortunately did not meet her. But yes, I had this idea in my head to get pregnant. I knew what I wanted my shirts to say. I wanted shirts for my children. I reached out to someone on Etsy and told her my idea, what kind of shirts I wanted made. This was before I got pregnant because I had to make sure that I was going to have my t-shirts in time. So I was just assuming that I was going to be able to be pregnant. And she was like, okay, cool. Yeah, I can do all of that. And then that fell through. I've got in touch with a friend in Raleigh who was obviously local to Raleigh. So I contacted her and I was like, hey, can you get me these shirts really fast? Like, I don't know if they're going to be here in time. At this point, I was pregnant, and she couldn't really like figure out what I was envisioning in my head and what I actually wanted on the t-shirt. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to buy a machine and wing it. I'm going to figure it out myself. And that's what I did.
Do you have the t-shirts?
I do. So this was my shirt. It says Mama Swiftie, established June 1984. And then all 3 of my kids, I have a picture of their shirts. Ellie says Little Swiftie, and then her birth year, and then Landon says Mini Swiftie, and then the one for the baby that says Baby Swiftie.
Wow.
I also did all of this with the same vinyl cutting machine to make this poster for the concert. There's our picture. And again, I didn't get to meet Taylor Swift, but I did at least meet her guitarist, and he signed my poster, which was pretty cool. And then this was the shirt, one of the shirts that I actually wore to the concert.
I get it. Ready? Are you ready for it?
Yes, and yeah, another reason it was hard to get these shirts is because Taylor has a copyright on his tagline ready for it, and so they took down every Etsy account that was selling. I made it for myself because you can make it as long as you're not profiting off of it. So I made it for myself, and I went to the concert, and I made my best friend one to wear too.
Did Taylor Swift see your sign during the show? That's what I want to know.
I don't know if she saw my sign. There's a ton of Swifties out there, as you know. So I mean, we were like 7th row, I think, so we were relatively close. But I mean, there's so many people, so many signs. I don't know. I put it on Twitter. Their Swifties are great. They follow each other, and it got retweeted like over 1,000 times. I got like over 2,000 likes. I was hoping that she would see it somehow, and
that's awesome.
I don't know if she ever did or not.
Well, maybe you'll have a chance again to meet her in the future. That could happen. You never know. You could meet her again.
Don't worry. I'm not giving up my hope.
All right. So far, we know you planned your last pregnancy around Taylor Swift's concert. So she can be a part of this big kind of fanfare and announcement. So now creating these t-shirts, is this something that you only started making t-shirts only for that occasion, only for that show?
100%. Yes. I was like, I'm buying this machine, making my shirts for the concert. And that was my only plans for the machine. I mean, I didn't have any plans aside from making shirts for the concert and my poster.
So have you started making somewhat of a business out of this, like selling any shirts, at least ones that aren't, where the wording isn't copyrighted or anything?
Since then, I started creating shirts for myself, and I was wearing them, and people are like, oh my. Actually, one of the first ones that I made was for Ellie at the time, and it said sasshole on it. So people joke that toddlers are a-holes. I don't know if you like cussing on your show, but anyway, and she's sassy. So I made her a shirt that said sasshole. I had like 15 people reach out to me that wanted a shirt for their toddler that said the same thing. So that was the start of my t-shirt business. So
you made money?
I did. And again, it was just through friends and family on Facebook that saw my shirts and liked it. And yeah, I recouped all the money that I used to purchase the machine and all the materials, I would say within 3 months of me purchasing the machine.
How much money, how much does it cost for a machine that will help you make t-shirts, and what's the process?
The machine that I have is a Cricut Explorer Air 2. There's 2 different machines in the Cricut line. The one I have is the cheaper version. Again, I only bought it for Taylor Swift. So mine original retails for $2.99. I got it on Amazon Day. I got it for $2.29 with a bundle package. You have to buy mats that go with it, and tools and vinyl, obviously. So $2.29 is what set me out of pocket. And then the t-shirts, if you get just cheap t-shirts from Michael's, you can get them for anywhere from $2 to $4.
You covered your expenses. You made your expenses of what it cost to buy this equipment back. So that's, you broke even, really.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Quick.
So why not consider making this a bigger business? Because you enjoy it. You're having fun. You're creative. I love sasshole, by the way, but you're creative.
I do. I know. People ask me all the time. They're like, oh, you should start an Etsy shop. And as much as I love the idea, I have a husband who's a physician. He works up to 80 hours a week. I have 3 small children. I have 2 small dogs. I don't really want to be like tied down to a business per se. And not only that, you have to pay fees with Etsy every single month, whether you sell or not. Plus you pay them a fee on top of per each item that you sell. So for me, it's easier for me to just post it on Facebook to people that I know personally. And that way, if it takes a little bit longer to make it, they obviously don't really care. They don't have a big problem with it. Although my turnaround time is usually I get it in the mail within 2 days of them wanting it. So
Wow.
I don't know. I just don't want to be tied down to a business. Yeah.
It's a lot of work, right? Has anyone ever said, hey, I'll go in on this with you if you need help? If you want a partner, I'll help you because this is a great idea. And obviously you're creative.
Yeah, so I actually have a friend back home in Cary. Hey, Danielle. She actually does have an Etsy shop, or did at one point. She has a Facebook page. She also does, she sells t-shirts and anything with vinyl or decals on it. And she and I work together as far as that goes. If I feel like I don't have time to help somebody, I'll send them her way. Give her some business.
Well, that's good. That's cool. And you know what? Maybe you can share some of your ideas with her and she can be the executor. I mean, it could still be a team thing, right? I mean,
right. Yeah, it could be for sure.
I love this picture. I saw this on your social media, by the way, and I thought that was really, I was like, that's funny. And obviously you can't sell it because of copyright for Tide, but I was like, oh, I love it. Has anybody expressed interest? By the way, can you make one of those for me? I will pay you, but I would like my own because that's awesome. Were you just doing laundry one day and you're like, I'm just going to make this shirt?
Yeah, pretty much. Speaking of laundry, this is my laundry sign for my bedroom, my laundry room. Yeah, I kind of have a dry sense of humor. I like funny stuff, and I don't know. I like to make people laugh. So
that's funny. I like that. That could be a t-shirt too.
Oh, I know. Yeah, and those are super simple to make. All it is a canvas that you get from Michael's, and all I did was took the canvas. I'll show you what it looks like originally. So originally, sorry, this is my Mother's Day craft I just made for myself. Normally, it's a piece of canvas, and then you just take the canvas off, and I painted wood, and then you basically put the canvas back on reverse, and then this is just vinyl that I ironed on. So it's, pretty simple to make.
It takes time to do what you're doing. And obviously you guys have a family and it's hard to make this a full-on business. But I think if you wear your shirts out in public, right, and somebody who's in a position where they love your concept, they love your sense of humor, they love your ideas, maybe that could grow to be something bigger.
I've worn my shirts out in public and people are like, oh my gosh, where did you get that shirt? I need one. Halloween and Christmas are the best 2 seasons for selling shirts. I sell these little elves at Christmas that have little kids' names on them. But when I wear Halloween and Christmas shirts out in public, like I made some that have the Grinch on them, people are like, oh my God, I have to have that shirt. Where'd you get it from? And I'm like, oh, I just made it. So, people definitely notice when I wear them out in public. I made a decal for a wine glass I was drinking out of last night. Somebody was, hey, did you make that glass? If so, how many can I get? And I said, well, I'll send you the decals, but I don't want to ship glass. So I sent her 6 decals today.
Oh,
so, wow. Yeah, I do take orders. It's just depends on how busy my life is at the time.
What does your husband think about all this? Like your whole creative idea? You should do more, like from a business standpoint?
He also knows that it is time consuming. My only free time to do this stuff is either before the kids wake up in the morning or at night after they go to bed. So I have to choose whether I want to spend that free time doing work or relaxing and watching TV.
If somebody would be interested and say, hey, I'll pay you because I really love that shirt, is that something that you'd be okay with? You'd entertain that?
Yeah, I for sure would. Like 100 people came at me, I probably couldn't do that. But yeah, orders here and there, and yeah, or if they have an idea and they just want me to make a shirt that I haven't made before, that they have an idea in their head, I'm up for that too.
So what is your what's your social media handle? What's the best platform to find you on?
Probably Instagram. That's the only one that I have that's not private. It's just Kathy Engel 84. So I do post most of my most of the things that I've made with my machine, I have posted on Instagram. And if not, I can send pictures and
Will you make a tied one for me?
I'll make you a tied shirt.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Does your husband, by the way, wear some of your creations?
He has only worn, I think, just one. It was a Grinch shirt, and it just says, "I hate morning people," and then it said, "I hate mornings, I hate people." And he wanted one that just said, "I hate people," so I made him that one, and he wore that one. I made him a Star Wars Disney shirt for our Disney trip that we just went on this past October, and he wore that one to Disney.
Wow.
So.
You know what? And that's another thing. Look at a company as big as Disney. Maybe they'll give you a lot of money for your concept. And then it won't be like just fun.
I wish.
You don't know unless you try, right? Like, what's the worst thing that can happen is hear back from them. But if they love it,
that's very true.
So, well, I'm glad, even though you don't have time to make a full-fledged business out of it, that you didn't just kind of throw away this creative idea that you had to make shirts, because you're obviously creative, you're good at it, you obviously enjoy doing it, you just don't have the time and the manpower to make a whole business out of it. So good for you for still doing it for fun, and thanks for talking about it on the show. I still can't get over the fact that you planned a pregnancy around a friggin' Taylor Swift concert. Bravo. And by the way, like, what did your husband think about that when you first suggested that idea?
I did. He knows my love for Taylor Swift. He knew that we were going to have a third child eventually, so he wasn't that shocked, but he was surprised that it worked out as far as like timing goes, that it worked out the way it did.
He is such a, I want to be friends with your husband. Kathy, thank you for being on the show tonight and for sharing your passion and your creativity and your love for creating your own clothing line. Love that. Hopefully part of this conversation maybe inspired you. Maybe it's going to empower you to maybe think differently some way in your life. Maybe you'll have some takeaways from tonight's show. That's what it's all about. Now, if you watched on Facebook and you haven't already, you like the content, then like and follow. If you watched on YouTube, then subscribe. And remember, you can always go back to past episodes as well as this one on demand and continue the conversation online at brodyradio.com. And you can also get my social media handles as well as my email if you want to connect with me. Thanks again for watching. And remember, get connected, stay inspired, be happy. Thanks.